Your Excellency, for making time to be with us and to deliver such an inspiring address to all of us and the challenge you have given us. So Your Excellency takes leave of us. We will be calling on our panelists and discussants for this very important segment. I'm seeing very, very important VVIP persons here in the anti-corruption area, also former auditor, in which they examine the relevance, the coherence, the efficiency, the effectiveness of our plan so far. This plan has been on since 2015 and expired in 2024. Yet, Dr. Kojo Kupunia's statistics here will confirm to you that the Afrobarometer survey done in 2019 disclosed that there was a normalization of corruption in Ghana. That's the threat. And that people were afraid of reprisals, so they will not report. A few occasions where people have reported, Joseph Whittal has been crying for rules to implement Article 286.
It does not rank or reprimand, rather it helps to identify promising practices, legal and institutional gaps, as well as opportunities for improvement. It also serves to strengthen partnerships as well as reinforcing our shared mandate to promote good governance across the continent. Your Excellency, we have gathered a lot from the 5 days we have been in Ghana. The insights from Ghana's review mission will inform not just national reforms but regional strategies. The good practices identified here in areas such as public sector accountability, citizen participation, and institutional independence are valuable lessons for all states parties to the convention. I would like to assure you that once the review is concluded and the report is finalized, the AUABC will provide recommendations that will respond to the gaps and challenges identified. Mr. Kisi. Distinguished representatives of other government institutions present and representatives of civil society, allow me to say all protocols observed. Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Ajaman, it is my honor and privilege to deliver these remarks on behalf of the African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption and also standing in for our chairperson, Honorable Diakate, who unfortunately had to travel back home to Senegal this morning, but has designated me to ably deliver these remarks on our behalf. So it is our honor and privilege as the African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption at this high-level to be in this high-level conference focused on Ghana's anti-corruption architecture. Allow me to begin by commending the government and people of Ghana for taking bold steps in strengthening national accountability frameworks and for hosting this timely dialogue under the powerful theme, Revitalizing the Anti-Corruption Architecture in Africa, Ghana's Accountability Journey. We are gathered here today not only to reflect on Ghana's journey on anti-corruption, but also to affirm a shared continental vision, one rooted in the values enshrined in the African Union Convention on Preventing and Combating Corruption. This convention, adopted in 2003, remains the continent's most comprehensive legal instrument to prevent, detect, punish, and eradicate corruption in different public and private sectors. I would like to commend the government of Ghana for opening its doors to transparent and constructive dialogue through this event, and more significantly, for its commitment to the State Party Review Mission conducted under the African Union Convention on Preventing and Combating Corruption. As the AUABC, we view this conference as part of the broader continental momentum to reinvigorate anti-corruption strategies in line with the convention to which Ghana ratified an oversight institution to assess Ghana's progress in implementing the African Union Convention on Preventing and Combating Corruption. The objective of the mission was clear, or this mission is clear, to engage with national stakeholders, assess the implementation of the Convention's provisions, identify best practices, and strengthen collaboration between the AUABC and governance systems are strengthened. Today, as we wrap up the mission, then this national conference is therefore very timely, as it will give the AUABC a platform to hear the collective voices of all key players and stakeholders in the anti-corruption landscape in Ghana. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the AUABC, I wish to reaffirm our commitment to supporting Ghana and all African Union member states in implementing the Convention and advancing the collective goal of a corruption-free Africa. Let us leave here today not only inspired, but resolute, to turn our shared values into action and our commitments into change. Finally, let me thank the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, for according us the opportunity to meet with him and assuring the AUABC delegation of his commitment to fight against corruption. I would like to thank Professor Francis Dodo and his team and the entire coordinating committee for supporting the mission and organizing this conference. I thank you very much for your attention and wish us all a fruitful and action-oriented conference. Thank you.
That was Madam Yvonne Chibia. She's the AUABC Board Chair. Another round of applause, please. We also have here other members of the board of the AUABC. Honorable Nadia Anouz, if you're here, give us a wave. She's a member of the board for Morocco. We also have Honorable Edem Senanu, member of the board from Ghana. I understand we're also joined by the Honorable Lydia Lamisi Akambariba. Thank you for the presence. Thank you. We don't have enough time for all the persons who want to take pictures, so my apologies there. We have some schools in the house. I've not been feeling your energy. Laboni Senior High School, are you here? Let me hear you, Adi. Laboni Senior High School. Accra Girls Senior High School. Yeah. Kimbu Senior High School. Yeah, that was a good one. St. Thomas Aquinas. The special ones. April Girls.
Present, other distinguished members of parliament, and other distinguished personalities present, the media, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to add my voice to that of the Deputy Attorney General and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in welcoming all present to this event and to express my gratitude and that of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice for the opportunity given to deliver these brief remarks at this high-level conference on the theme Revitalizing the Anti-Corruption Architecture in Africa, Ghana's Accountability Journey. Let me commend the Advisory Board, as I did on Monday when they met with me, for undertaking this review mission, which by all standards is a wake-up call not just for anti-corruption agencies in Ghana, but government as well. I want to believe that for the past 4 days, you have succeeded in tracking progress and identified the challenges in implementation of the African Union Convention for the Prevention and Combating of Corruption in Ghana, and that you are in a better position to offer recommendations when you return home. Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, in December, the high-level conference on corruption. As many of you are aware, 9th December is the International Anti-Corruption Day, set aside by the United Nations to celebrate our efforts in fighting corruption. This National High-Level Conference on Corruption is normally graced by His Excellency, the President, and other high-ranking government officials, where the State of Corruption report on Ghana is released. That report often assesses our anti-corruption architecture and the strides and challenges that we have experienced in fighting corruption against our historical anti-corruption journey. We intend this year to do the same come December 9th, 2025. Because of this, my opening remarks will be short. Our views on the anti-corruption journey, which necessarily will touch on this theme, would be elaborated on December 9th, 2025. Suffice it to say, however, that as head of the focal institution for the implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAD, and the AUCPCC, it is difficult to resist the temptation to make some few remarks on the anti-corruption landscape in Ghana. Excellencies, distinguished participants, as many of you are aware, Ghana has had a checkered history in fighting corruption. From independence, we have engaged in moral crusades, taken draconian measures, set up commissions of inquiries, set up tribunals, engaged in summary trials of persons, and confiscated assets of suspects only to return some of those assets on the coming into being of the Fourth Republican Constitutional Democracy. We have established anti-corruption bodies at the highest level of government. We have engaged in zero tolerance for policies against corruption. In the process, we have had to trample on the fundamental human rights and freedoms of some of our citizens, which necessitated the establishment of the National Reconciliation Committee to take care of the excesses that occurred. I believe that when you make an excursion into the anti-corruption history of sister African countries, you would find examples of the strategies that we in Ghana have adopted in the past. Your Excellencies, in 1992, when the framers of the Constitution created the Commission on Human Rights and gave it tripartite functions of investigating violations of fundamental rights and freedoms, maladministration, and corruption, it was in recognition of the intricate relationship between human rights and corruption, and in recognition also of the fact that our fight against corruption must take into cognizance individual liberties and freedoms, especially in view of some of the excesses that we witnessed under military rule. At the same time, we need to recognize the importance of an independent, impartial, and candid judiciary in our anti-corruption discourse. But sometimes the observance of personal liberties come at a price because criminals abuse the system to their personal advantage. Your Excellencies, following the ratification by Ghana of the international instruments such as the ECOWAS Protocol on the fight against corruption in 2003 and the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, in 2005, as well as the African Union Convention on the Prevention and Combating of Corruption in 2007, Ghana adopted in 2014 its first anti-corruption strategy, popularly dubbed the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan, for implementation over a 10-year period. That policy has since expired in December 2024, and we are in the process of developing and adopting a second strategy. Excellencies, the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan contains the policy and institution to successfully fight corruption it will be a 9-day wonder. There is therefore the need for mutual respect and cooperation domestically, regionally, and internationally at the heart of the anti-corruption fight. 3 days ago, I had the privilege of addressing the Commonwealth Caribbean Association of Anti-Corruption Agencies and Integrity Commissions, and I used the occasion to speak on the importance of synergy that should exist between national, regional, and international bodies in the fight against corruption. This synergy allows us for, 1, information sharing and joint operations between agencies with shared jurisdictional frameworks in real time. Again, it allows us to share tools, platforms, and reduction in duplication of efforts, enhance detection and investigation of crimes, improve public-private sector and civil society coordination, strengthen institutional integrity and reputation, capacity building and technical assistance, and finally, harmonize regulatory standards. Your Excellencies, as I bring my brief remarks to an end, this AU Advisory Board mission in Ghana is a key reminder of the importance of international coordination, collaboration, and cooperation in the fight against corruption. I have no doubt in my mind that the feedback from the AUABC on Ghana's review mission will spur us on to achieve greater heights in our anti-corruption journey. In an emerging digital world where young minds matter and where corruption is becoming more and more complex, we need to constantly remind ourselves that no one can do it alone. Together we fight, and together we win. I thank you.